This is Red for Real, and today we're going to be looking at the 3 videos recently released by the Pentagon showing UFOs spotted by Navy aircraft. Now, all 3 of these videos had been previously leaked before they were released, but because they were officially released by the Pentagon, they have picked up traction in the news. Now, 2 of these videos are from 2015. There's the Go Fast video, the gimbal video, and an earlier video from 2004, that's the FLIR video. The first thing that struck me when I saw the Go Fast video was that it looked how I'd anticipate a hypersonic missile to look if it was filmed. So that's what we're going to be looking at today to figure out if we can decide if these are hypersonic missile tests or not, or if you have any other theory of what's going on, feel free to let me know. But we're going to mainly be focusing on the Go Fast and the gimbal video. And this is an article from Business Insider from April 28 of this year. And it does a nice job of giving screenshots and linking to the videos in YouTube. Now, I'm not 100% sure of the copyright and fair use laws of YouTube, so I am going to not show the videos here, but I will be linking them in the description. If you haven't seen them, you can go ahead and click on the link and go watch those videos. But there was the 2 from 2015, the Go Fast and the gimbal video. And both of those were much better quality. You can actually hear audio in it compared to the 2004 video. The second place we're going to go is to military.com just to get an idea of how hypersonic missiles act and how quickly they can travel. Now, this is an article talking about a Russian hypersonic missile, the 3M-22 Zyklon. And it explains that they fly fast and low. They're very big concern right now for our military because our current missile defense systems cannot track these and intercept them before they hit their target. But they do, this one at least, the Russian 3M-22 Zyklon can travel at speeds up to Mach 6. Now, I've seen things saying that they can travel anywhere from Mach 5 to Mach 7, maybe even potentially faster. But to give you an idea how fast that is, Mach 6 is roughly 4,600 miles per hour. So these are very fast traveling missiles compared to the traditional missiles. Now, I found this, and this was pretty interesting. This was basically a Congressional Research Service paper of the military trying to get funding from Congress, but it does go over in depth of where we're at with the hypersonic missiles, where other countries are at with the hypersonic missiles, and we'll see if we can kind of figure out if the timeline would fit. Hypersonic missiles are really kind of still being tested right now and being implemented, but again, it's classified, so our information is not 100% clear. I'd also like to say that I am not a rocket scientist, and this is not my area of expertise. So if I'm way off on anything, feel free to let me know. If you have any other ideas of what these could be, I'm very interested in hearing them. But let's just take a quick look at this. So this is a document presented to Congress on March 17th of this year. And I will be linking this in the description below if you want to take a more in-depth look at this. But for this, we're just going to really be looking at the speeds, the time frame of the development, and if these would potentially fit into the time frame of the videos. So this starts out by talking about the United States, and they started developing these programs in the early 2000s. So the first video was 2004. The later videos were 2015. Most countries are having these come online either this year or in 2021. But the U.S. government has been working on these since at least the early 2000s, so we're looking at 20 years roughly. They're trying to develop them so they can go Mach 5 to Mach 7. But what's really interesting about this is they talk about the Russian military program. Now, again, this is just another example of how they act as opposed to traditional ballistic weapons, where they travel close to the surface instead of going in a large arc, which makes them able to avoid radar and travel much faster than a typical missile. And again, we have videos ranging from 2004 to 2015, which would all fit in the testing phase of the U.S. Hypersonic Missile program. But what's more interesting about this is they do speak briefly of the Russian Hypersonic Missile program. Now, the Russians had started working on these in the 1980s, so they've been working on these for about 40 years. They really stepped up development of them in 2001. So if you look at these videos, they would all fall in that area when the Russians were really stepping up the development of these weapons. And another thing that I saw was this. It's called the Avangard. And this was first tested in 2016, which is after all three of these videos. But if you look at the shape of this and compare that to the shape of this from the gimbal video, that it's roughly the same shape. This is, it wouldn't be outside of reasonableness to think that this may be an Avangard or some type of prototype. Now, the Avangard can carry a nuclear warhead, so it wouldn't be surprising if they had developed one of these Avangard prototypes prior to 2016 that was not nuclear capable, and that may be what we're seeing in the gimbal video. And if you look at it, I mean, it's not the greatest video you could see, but it does look like it has the same generic shape as the Avangard. And if it was a prototype, it might be slightly different. Now, this video in 2004, while it's quite blurry, it still does have that basic same shape. Now, the last video, the Go Fast video, it looks more like a traditional ballistic weapon, or missile, I should say. And, here is one from a U.S. one. They also have the Russian one here. But if you watch that video, you can see that it does travel pretty quickly. I don't see anything in the video, or I haven't been able to find anything that gives an estimate of how quick it's traveling. They do say something about it's traveling against the wind, and the wind is going at 120 knots. But they don't really give us an idea. But based on just watching the video, it does look like it could be traveling, somewhere in the range that these hypersonic missiles are capable of. So that's my theory, is that these were potentially videos of people doing tests of hypersonic missiles. That would explain why the Navy was able to pick them up, because if you're testing a new missile, especially if it's classified, you're probably going to test it over the ocean in case something goes wrong. You're not blowing up over a city or somewhere else where people can hear or see or get injured by the mistake. So hopefully this has been informative. If you think I'm way off base, please feel free to let me know. If you have other theories, please feel free to let me know. And remember to check the links so you can watch the videos for yourself. All right, have a good day, and thanks for watching.